If you're new here, my name is Lisa and I love to do videos on luxury shoes, handbags, ready to wear. I like to do some styling videos, and I do those things from the standpoint of someone who is in the middle of her life, as well as someone who is mid-size. So if that sounds interesting to you, I would love it if you join our little family here and click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. So, not sure how I feel about today's video. It's one of those where you have to kind of reflect on your past year, and I did like best purchases and worst purchases of 2022, and for some reason the doing the worst one didn't really bother me because there were reasons why some of them were worst purchases, and I've moved all those things along. All of those things have been sold, but like I said, and there were reasons. This list, which is most used and least used for 2022, means that these items are still in my collection, and so some of these are fantastic. Like, I'm thrilled that I've used them so much, but then there are some things on this list that kind of surprised me and just it's disappointing. So I don't foresee any of these things on the least used list as things that I'm looking to move on, certainly not at this point. I just need to maybe reflect and try to figure out why they were not used as much as some other things, and see if I can change that as we move through 2023. So now, just obviously, as you know, this list is not all encompassing. This does not include my entire luxury collection, if we want to call it that. So just because you don't see an item on either the most or least used, it doesn't mean that it's not in my collection. It just means that it was kind of in the middle, right? They weren't things that I used a ton, and they weren't things that I used very minimally. They were, just used. I really do try to be mindful about using, especially all of my bags. So it was a little hard for me, honestly, to go through, I try to go through Instagram pictures, but since I only started my YouTube channel and really my Instagram feed in like mid-August, I had to just kind of go by memory as to maybe what items got a lot of use, prior to when I could actually like see like a photographic document, of what I carried and what I wore. So I did my best, but let's get into the most and least used items for 2022. So a couple notes as we get into the video. One, I already talked about that, obviously there are things that you're not going to see here that, are still in my collection. They just didn't make either the best or the worst. The second thing is that unfortunately, because we are in the midst of moving, and as you can maybe tell, I'm in a sweatshirt right now. So we are literally like T-minus 2 days before we leave Kansas City. So a lot of my things are packed. So I tried to pull things that were still within my reach, but please understand that, not everything I had available to actually show you. So for those things that I don't have to actually, hold up right here in my hot little hands, I will certainly insert pictures of those. And interestingly, most of those items were my least used. So I'm not sure if that says something, that they were either already packed away or, even prior to moving into this temporary location, or that I already packed them, previously. So anyway, just a little note. So I think we're going to go alternate back and forth, worst or best, worst, best, worst, and kind of keep it going like that. So the first item for the best, or not the best, but most used item in 2023 probably won't be a huge surprise if you followed my channel and you know about the home store offer I got from my Hermes boutique, and that is my Kelly 28 in the Retorn in Griemeyer with the gold hardware. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on these items, just so you know, a lot of these things, or at least if they're newer, have you know, probably a dedicated video to them if I remember, and if I have time before we move, I will try to link those videos, you know, up here and down there and wherever. But this, you know, certainly got quite a bit of use, more use, I would probably say, than my Birkin did in 2023, just because this was newer than my Birkin and, you know, it was a new toy to play with. So, you know, I will definitely link the video up above where I unboxed this. I got it sort of for my birthday, I guess. I love this bag. It's very, you know, very easy to carry. I love the fact that it has this shoulder strap. I am thinking about getting an aftermarket strap so that I could carry it crossbody if I wanted, because it's way too short with the strap that comes with it. So one of the top most used bags of 2023 is my Kelly 28. All right, moving on to least used. And again, as I just literally looked at this list, every single one of these items is already, like I said, packed. So I'll, like I said, pop pictures up here. So this one kind of saddens me. So I got this bag in June of 2022 when we were in New York, and I was so excited to get this bag. I think it is beautiful, but I have used it, I think, twice, maybe 3 times at the most. And that is my Chanel mini Coco handle in the white with the light gold hardware. And like I said, I'll pop pictures up here. I certainly know that I have some Instagram photos. Doesn't necessarily mean that I carried the bag. Do you guys know that like as creators we'll take pictures with like things, but that doesn't necessarily mean we actually used it. I know, it's weird. I don't know, it's not that I'm afraid to use this bag. I'm not afraid to use it because it's white. I just think, and this one may be one of those that might be on the chopping block, we'll see, but it is such a pain, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it, a pain in the ass to get my phone in and out of that bag. First of all, I have to take the case off of it. Now, I don't even know, honestly, whether my new phone, which I'm filming on right now, which is the iPhone 14 Pro. So I haven't even tried this new phone in that bag, but it is so hard to get my phone in and out of. And, you know, I understand, you know, we all have mini bags and the whole, I just carry my phone, but because, hear me out. Let me know if any of you feel the same way. So there's one thing to have like a little nano bag, like, you know, the Nano Baguette, or the little teeny tiny, you know, I think they call it like clutch on a chain or something at Chanel, where it's honestly just a glorified card holder with a chain on it. Or even the little ones with like the little top handles, which are so cute. There's one thing to have one of those bags, and so you know you can't fit your phone in it, right? I mean, it's like, it's visually obvious that you cannot fit your phone in it, and so you have no expectation of putting your phone in it. But the mini Coco handle is technically big enough to fit my phone in. Now, I have to fight to get it in and I have to fight to get it out, but because it technically can, it drives me crazy that it's not user-friendly. So I think I almost would have been better off getting a bag that I knew couldn't fit my phone, because then my mindset is different. Comment below if that makes sense to you. In my brain, it makes sense. So yeah, unfortunately, this absolutely gorgeous, stunning bag, the mini Coco handle from Chanel, I think it's the 22A collection, is on the least used bag list. Next on the most used, and this one actually is packed already, and that is my vintage Chanel Diana bag. So this is in the medium size. This is such a great grab and go bag. It, you know, goes crossbody on me, which is something I like, which is one of the reasons why I got rid of my Chanel Classic Flap. But it's just, and I like the fact it's vintage, so honestly, I don't feel like I have to baby the bag at all. It's lambskin and it is just gorgeously smushy and soft. It's just been a great bag ever since I got it. Next on the least used also saddens me. And that is my Fendi Peekaboo in the cream color. I don't honestly know why. I'm not sure I have a good excuse or a good reason as to why I haven't used this. I think maybe I stopped using it because I thought I would use the Coco handle, but then I never really used the Coco handle. So I'm not really sure what I used when I was going for a lighter color bag. Maybe my Caramel 19 bag, but I wouldn't say that made the most used list. So you're not going to see that on this list. So yeah, again, definitely not looking to get rid of the Peekaboo at all. I love it. I think it's the mini Peekaboo is a perfect size for me and not going anywhere. Love the bag, but unfortunately hit the least used this year. Next on the most used list is my Fendi baguette in the Zucca print. So, you know, this bag I just think is a great, and again, you'll maybe kind of see a theme here, is a really great grab and go bag. I love the fact that, you know, it's in fabric, so I don't feel like I have to baby it. I don't worry if I go out and there's inclement weather with this bag. I, you know, love the shoulder strap, which is in there. I do have an organizer in there, but not really for any other reason than, I don't even know why, just to, I guess, to protect the inside of the bag, because it, you know, it is fabric, so I guess it could get dirty, but I really, really do love this bag. The only reason why I would potentially get rid of this bag or, you know, move this on for my collection is if I get the mini one. But love it, used it a ton. I've had this for probably a couple years, I think. I can kind of see, you know, there's definitely some wear on this top handle. Yeah, I can see sort of some bobbling and pilling maybe a little bit on the handle, but yeah, it's a great bag, love it. And at least at this point, not going anywhere. All right, this pains me. This really does. So sticking with Fendi, and I love this item, but I think I know why. I think I know why it's on this list. And it is my Fendi go-to jacket. Again, I'll pop some pictures up from Instagram and from the Fendi website. It's a classic piece that they carry. It's a shirt like style, sort of a shacket kind of style, and it does come with a belt, which is great, so you can cinch it in and kind of dress it up a little bit. It's a great versatile piece. This is why I don't think I've worn it. I need to get this tailored. It is a little too boxy, in my opinion, at least on my body frame and my shape. I think that I need to have the sides come in a little bit. I don't mean like, you know, super in and, you know, so it's like a hourglass, but I just think it's a little too boxy when I wear, especially when I wear it open. I just think it looks, I just don't love the way it looks. So my intention is when I get to New York and I actually have access to Fendi boutiques that are like, you know, right there that I can walk into and work with their tailor to have it done, I'm just going to have them, like I said, take in the side. So I think that's why it has not been, you know, worn that often. I've maybe worn it a maximum of 3 times, I would say. Probably more like 2. So I would really, really like to get more use out of it. I think it's a great piece. I think it's a really versatile piece. And so I think it will really help once I get it tailored. And hopefully next year you will see it on the most used list. Next on the most used list, I'm actually going to group these two together because they, I mean, they're not the exact same thing, but they're kind of the same thing. And I use them the same way. Sorry, I'm just fixing the laces. And those are my two pair of Chanel sneakers. So this one, probably a lot of you are very familiar with. I actually got this one after those white ones. But, you know, this is the classic. It's got the, you know, gold CC on the side there. So I ended up getting these, I bought them in New York. Yes, that's why. I was trying to remember when I got these. Yeah, so I got these in New York in June. I got them from Bergdorf's, and yeah, and I've not looked back. I mean, I wore these to death for that month when we were there in June and haven't stopped wearing them since. So you'll see some of these things are out because these are the things that I have kept out. and will not pack because they will actually be on my feet for the next, you know, week and a half until our things arrive in New York. So the other one, and the one I got first, is actually this white one with the black CC on the side. It's a pretty, I mean, it's a similar style. They did come out with this in the, I think in the all white and maybe the black with the white CC. And I think I thought about getting those instead of those black ones that I just showed you. But then I tried those on and I was like, you know what, actually these really are comfortable. And I liked that it was, you know, a little more minimal with the little CC. This is obviously pretty in your face. These are also pretty dirty, probably need to clean. You can see there's, you know, it's definitely gray here, not as white as they have been. But I got these, I think, pretty shortly after they came out. I've probably had these maybe like since April, something like that. These also came with me to New York, and yeah, have just gotten a ton of wear. I really just kind of alternate between these two depending on what I'm wearing. And yeah, highly recommend, definitely both on the most used. Next on the least used is the YSL wristlet. Now, I sort of got caught up in that, you know, oh, you can buy a conversion kit and wear it. And I do, and I did, and I've used it that way, but I've literally carried this bag once. Now, I knew going into it that I would never ever wear this bag as a wristlet. I'm not a wristlet kind of gal. I don't understand that whole, like, let's dangle a giant bag off your wrist. Like, what's that about? Like, no, I'm either going to carry it with my hand or it's going to be on the crook of my arm or my shoulder. Like, I'm not going to have something dangling off my wrist. Is it me? I just don't get it. So I knew for sure that I would never carry it as a wristlet, but I thought, you know, for events where I wanted, so I'll pop a picture up here. I probably don't even have any pictures with it because, like I said, I think I've worn it once, but it's in the cream color or light. It's packed. God, is it horrible that I don't even remember what color it is? I don't think it's cream. I think it's like light beige. Oh God, that's awful. Okay. Yeah, that really says something if you don't even know what the color of the bag is that you bought. I don't see myself letting go of it, at least now, because I don't have anything else like that in my collection. I mean, if I wanted a clutch style bag for a wedding or for, you know, some summer event, because it's a lighter color, I probably wouldn't necessarily use it in the winter, but and it does work really well cross body, you know, with the conversion kit. I can fit a decent amount in it. Like I said, not good when you can't remember the exact color of the bag that it is. Anyway, that one's on the least used. So going back to the most used and sticking with the sneaker train are my Hermes. I think they're called the Dare. I think they're Dare. Dare. I don't remember. They don't carry these anymore. These style of tennis shoes with Hermes tend to like change a lot. So, you know, they have the Avantage ones that have been sort of a steady style for them. There's another one that, the ones now with the Kelly like locks on them, those were new, I think, for this year, and those they've continued to make. But these kind of like more platform ones, they sort of tweak and then, you know, release it with a different name and then tweak it again and it gets released with a different name. Anyway, so I love these. It's in the rose gold, as you can see on the back, and it says Hermes there, and it's got the rose gold H. And I can't tell you how many times I've gotten complimented on these sneakers. In fact, my kid's dentist was like, those are really cool. Anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. You can see, so when we went to New York for the closing, we were on the plane and I had some red wine and I accidentally spilled it. So I was wearing these shoes. Of course, it wiped right off of the leather, but my laces, like up to here, you can kind of see have a sort of tinged red there. Yeah, I need to get a new pair of laces. I also need to take a magic eraser to these shoes as well. But again, these are out because I basically kept 3 pair of shoes out to get me through, you know, until our stuff arrives in New York after we're there. Because typically when you move like cross country, you get there before like maybe a week before your stuff gets there. So I basically kept out 3 pair of tennis shoes, and you just saw all 3 of them. So love this sneaker, will not be going anywhere. Have gotten a ton of miles on these, and these are my Hermes Dare sneakers, one of the 2. Next on the list of least used is my Alma BB in the Damier Ebene color, whatever, that version. I love this bag. I love the way it looks. I love that I can wear it crossbody. I love that I can take the strap off and just wear it as a handheld, so it's a little more dressy. I love the fact that you can take it out in inclement weather because it's the, you know, color treated leather, so there's no vachetta on it. I don't have to worry about water stains, but I just haven't used it very much, unfortunately. I don't know why. Again, I guess because it's a darker bag, and so when I think about taking a darker bag, I, you know, pick a different one, I guess. But I love the style of the Alma. Again, not something that I'm looking to move on from my collection. I got the little clochette thing hot stamped with my initials on it. I love the bag. I love, you know, the red interior is beautiful, and I have the Damier Ebene mini pochette accessoire, so, you know, that goes perfectly with it. It matches. But yeah, I haven't reached for it, and that is one that, you know, once we get to New York and I have my things out and I can actually see them, I hope to get more use of in 2023. Okay, sticking with most used and moving into sort of some accessories categories, those are my Louis Vuitton Louise earrings, and these are the small size. Oops. So that's what those look like. So you will have heard, I'm sure, if you have watched my channel at all, that I used to have the large version of these. They killed my ears. I could not wear them for more than like an hour at a time, and I sold those to Fashionphile. And they came out with these, and I could not be happier. These are the most comfortable, just so easy to wear, super easy to just pop in your ears. So they've got, you know, this little part that goes through, and this part just, you know, unlatches, and then you just pop that into there. And yeah, they're just such an easy earring to wear. You know, they're not in your face because they're not huge, you know, unless somebody's really staring at your ear. And especially with my hair now, you know, you don't even really see it that much. So, you know, like I said, I love them. I wish if they came out with them in other like gold colors, like white or rose gold, I would be on that train in a second. But thankfully, Fendi has done that for me, so maybe not. But the Louise earrings, or the mini Louise, I don't know, I'll pop the correct name up here. I don't know what the actual name is, but the mini version of the Louise earrings, definitely a top pick. This is another one that pains me on the least used. And that is, I'm taking it out of the dust bag. And that is my, whoops, my mini Evelyn in the gold with the gold hardware. Yeah, I'm sorry to say it, guys. I waited forever for this bag. I told my SA I wanted it, and I finally got it, and I was thrilled to get it, and I think it is adorable, but I just haven't carried it. I might have worn this once, maybe once. Again, I'm hoping when we get to New York and things are out and I can see them, that I will carry this more. But yeah, I don't really know why. I'm not sure I could give you a good reason as to why I haven't carried this bag. I mean, it's big enough for me to carry my essentials. It's not like it's so small that I can't. You know, it's in beautiful leather. For those of you who, I'm assuming most of you know, but it comes with a crossbody strap, which is, it's not adjustable, but it's perfect in length for me. I have the one that comes with a matching strap. Sometimes these come with like a contrasting strap, like navy blue, or, but mine is the correct one. But yeah, I mean, I love it. I love it. I look at it now and I'm like, Lisa, why haven't you used this bag? But I haven't. So yeah. My mini Evelyn or Evelyn TPM in gold with the gold hardware on my least used list, sadly. And ending on a good note, because I think you should always end on a positive note. On the most used list is my Louis Vuitton desk agenda. So if you saw my last video that I just put up, or I don't know if it'll be the last video that I just put up when you see this, so I don't know why I said that. But in a previous video, I talked about some agenda inserts that I got from Vantage Agendas, which is Emma Anders' new company, and I love them. And so, yeah, but before, you know, even before I got the inserts from Emma, I have used this. Like I said, I think I said in that video, I've had this for, I think at least 3 years. I got it pre-COVID, so I'm guessing it's going on like 3.5 years that I've had this, and bought it pre-loved, but it was in like pristine condition when I got it. It came with full packaging, as I recall. I got it from The RealReal, which I don't buy a lot from The RealReal because I hate their pictures and they don't take returns. But I took a chance and couldn't be happier. So I love this. Like I said, I mean, I use it on a daily basis basically, so it 100% is in the most used. So I have one bonus most used item, and I'm putting it on here because I haven't had it that long, but in the amount of time that I have had it, I have used it to death, and that is my mini denim peekaboo from Fendi. You guys know how much I love this bag. I sing its praises all the time. I took it to New York in November with me. So I just got this in like the beginning of November, like maybe the second week of November. And I have probably carried it, you know, out of the first 2 months that I've had it, probably 50% of the time. So it is definitely, you know, maybe not because I haven't had it the whole year or even a majority of the year. I didn't know if it like should really technically be on this list, but for me, it should. Yeah, I love this bag. It is absolutely going nowhere. I love it. It goes with everything. It's so easy to style. It is easy to get in and out of. Again, I will do a review when I get to New York. I will do like a first impressions on this, but you can probably tell what my first impressions are, which is it's amazing. And I am so, so glad that I got this bag. So as a little bonus, extra, most used, my Fendi mini peekaboo in denim. So that's it, guys. Those were my most and least used luxury items for 2022. What did you think? Did any of them surprise you? Did any surprise you that they were the most used? What on my least used list were you most surprised at? Did any of those, were you like, wow, really? You didn't use that bag? Like maybe they were Hermes Mini Evelyn? Anyway, I don't want to influence your comments, but in the comments below, let me know that, and let me know what were some of your most and least used luxury items from 2022, and do you have any reasons why you think maybe those were most and or least used? So let's have a dialogue in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And, you know, if you like this video, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up and, you know, consider subscribing if you haven't already. We are doing our 500 subscriber giveaway right now, and that goes through, I think it's the 20th of January. I will link the video up above where I announce the giveaway, and it has all the rules in there and what the end date is. I think it's the 20th of January, but forgive me because, like I said, we're in the middle of moving and my brain is a little scattered. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Wherever you are, I hope you are having an amazing day or evening, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.